Hello, and welcome to the very first episode of the Nomad Love Lab podcast, where we experiment with love, dating, heartbreak, and healing, all while living a life of freedom, aka living a life abroad. I am your host, Alissha Davis. I am a dating coach, matchmaker, recovering perfectionist, and a wildly hopeless romantic at times. Just take a look at my natal chart. It's all there. But here in the lab, I believe in intuition over algorithms and connection that travels with you and in love that fits your lifestyle, not just your geolocation. So whether you've been swiping and translating bios in Espanol or wondering if your situationship will extend their visa for you or healing from a breakup while also Googling your next destination, this podcast, my dears, it was made exactly for you. Why? Because I've been there and I've absolutely done it, and I'm here to help guide you through it now. So who am I? And why would you give a damn about watching this podcast? I can very much help you with that. Once again, my name's Alissha. I'm a dating coach, matchmaker, intuitive healer, abstract artist, still a hopeless romantic. And I grew up in Danville, California, which is in the San Francisco Bay Area. I lived in SF for 5 years before traveling, and I departed the US at 27. And guess what? I'm gonna be 37 tomorrow. It's been almost 11 years and I have not looked back, and I just have so much insight and things to share, but this is not going to be my travel diary. This is, yes, a travel show, but it's a travel and dating show. So let me give you a little bit of a background about why I'm doing this, starting with at least one travel story that really stands out. During my first trip to Thailand, I was on a ferry to Koh Phangan with my friend Sarah and her friends and co-teachers. And they were all just so happy and radiating and glowing with just this, I don't even know how to explain it at that time. Because at that time, I just had never seen people look so happy before. So I turned to Sarah and I said, "Why do you and your friends look so goddamn happy?" She turned to me and said, Why wouldn't we be?" Mind blown in that moment, and I knew exactly what I had to do. Every single cell in my body knew it was coming next, because 3 months later, I had packed up my things, enrolled in a tuple program in Cambodia, and got the fuck out of the US. I told people that I'd be gone for a year, but I knew I wasn't really coming back. Something in me had definitely cracked open, but I just didn't know how to put that into words at the time. Fast forward, after living in Southeast Asia for a few years, I was living in Koh Phangan at this time, and I attended my first of many breathwork sessions for my 30th birthday. And for those of you who don't know, breathwork is a psychedelic style spiritual healing through intentional breathing. I had this vision during the experience where I was meeting my parents, meeting me for the first time. Yes, you heard that correctly, and please be prepared for me to say more wild things like this. And during this experience, I received a message that said that my only purpose here is to give, share, and teach love. Everything I do is meant to orbit around love. Whew. I mean, that moment shaped my life mission, but I was still left with the question of how do I bring that purpose into reality? And at that time, a friend suggested, why don't you become a matchmaker? And I honestly, that was something I'd already been doing since high school, but I had never really seen a real world example of that besides, celebrity matchmakers on somewhat trashy TV. But yeah, in high school, if someone had a crush, I was the one making it happen. I was the one that was pairing up my friends with whoever they were interested in because I just loved making love happen. And then later on in college, I realized I wasn't just a good listener. I also had really helpful insights to share. So yeah, I was helping people reframe their dating lives well before I even had a language for it. And honestly, guys, I really wasn't dating too much in high school. I have just been obsessed with love since I was born. So back to that breathwork session. Right afterwards, I was like, okay, I'm going to be a matchmaker. I had no idea what that looks like, but I figured I could at least try hosting some singles events. So I hosted my first one in Koh Samui and then later on in Bali. Flash forward a few years later, and I deep dived into studying various relationship sciences and NLP. And soon after, I began working as a professional matchmaker and dating coach in California and New York. All still while living abroad. But yeah, there was always this voice in the back of my head saying that the advice I was sharing was helpful, but it wasn't for my people, my nomadic people, people in my shared lifestyle. The majority of the advice out there, guys, isn't how to navigate dating as a modern nomad. These strategies are for people who are intent on staying in just one place. I'm abroad, dating nomads, locals, expats, travelers. It was super easy for me to see how the tools didn't really translate for people in my lifestyle. So once again, I had all those cells tingling in my body, and I knew I had to do something to fill this knowledge gap. So I launched the Nomad Love Lab's Nomadic Relationship Dating Study. This was a survey I did because there was absolutely zero data out there about dating trends in this demographic. I mean it, like no one had any real stats on how nomads date, which I thought was wild. I'm a super curious person by nature, and my desire to understand everything can sometimes be to a fault, but I did what I always do when I can't find the answers. I went out and sourced the information myself. Because I don't want to sit here and offer advice from just me guessing. I don't want to be teaching from guesses. I want facts and I want feels. Nomad Love Lab provides space for us to explore, study, and support us. Because honestly, it's a messy middle between freedom and connection. There's a whole lot of gray in between, and I'm here to help clarify that. So I launched that study back in October 2024, and now I'm back better than ever because I'm relaunching Nomad Love Lab to its full extent and its full fire on my birthday, 5/5/25, tomorrow. Get ready for it. But inside you'll find coaching, community, resources, and a vibe that no one else is given, honestly. I keep saying honestly, but I'm just a really honest person. And this survey is still there, of course. And if you're a digital nomad, expat, immigrant, or frequent long-term traveler, then please go and take the survey. It only takes 7 minutes, and it helps shape future insights for all of us navigating this lifestyle. I'm not just here to be a coach. I'm here to create a movement and a community for us, all right? I'm not here to teach from a pedestal. This is a lab. We experiment, we mess up, we grow. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm really trying to tap into something that's going to be super substantial for all of us. This is really not just about me. I'm just really excited to finally be rebranding Nomad Love Lab for what it really is, which is a supportive community plus coaching. So if you're an intentional romantic, or you're brokenhearted, but you're still really brave, or if you're a serial swiper who's currently on foreign soil, this podcast is made for you. This podcast is my way of cracking open the diary, the lessons, the laughter, and all of the what the fuck moments, because there is a lot of them, and turning them into fuel for our own clarity. I really do live a kind of ridiculous lifestyle, even if I try to pretend like I don't. I try to pretend like this is normal, but it's not. Speaking of not normal, I'm moving to Rio de Janeiro on June 1st. Which will be me cranking up the notch like a shit ton. So be excited to hear what crazy dating stories I have from there. It won't always be just me though. I'll have a mix of segment types with guest co-hosts with real dating confessions. Some will be anonymous, some will be here on camera with me. I've got episodes coming on whether you liked him or he just fill in the blank. Maybe he just spoke English. Maybe he was just really tall. Maybe he was just nice. I have another episode on how to know if you are the one who's emotionally unavailable. Are you? So if you are feeling this connection, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Follow my Instagram, Alissha D. And please go and check out my website, nomadlovelab.com, where you can find my various coaching offerings, which we're helping out with if you're either healing from a relationship or you're looking to expand and make sure that you're attracting the right people. We have different kinds of offerings for you guys. We also have some free resources like the Modern Love Journal that includes some worksheets. And we also have the Nomad Date Tracker coming out this Friday as well. I'm super excited for this tracker. It's brilliant. You're going to love it. But then we also have the Love Lab membership community, which is absolutely free to join. Just go check out my website to see how. But I've got some really great journal prompts in there for you guys to really get you thinking, like, what do you want? What do you really want? What do you want out of all of this? And does it truly include love? And if it does, what does that look like? So yes, please go check out the website. And we also have some speed dating events coming up too. Gonna have to check the event space on my website, but the next event will be in June in Rio. But yeah, it's time for me to say goodbye on this first episode. It was short and sweet for this first time because I just wanted to explain what I'm doing here, what this is all about. So I bid you adieu on this first episode. Thanks for dropping into the lab. If this episode spoke to you, share it, tag me at Alissha D on Instagram, and subscribe wherever you're listening. You can also check out nomadlovelab.com for free tools, my coaching offers, and upcoming events around the world. And remember, you're not too much, too far, or too complicated. You're just becoming more of the real you, the real radiant self. See you when you see me.
I like this. See you when you see me.